Yeah, guys, our first read today comes to FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into player props. From three-pointers to steals to assists, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Don't miss out and head to FanDuel.com/UCSS to claim your $250 in bonus bets today.
All right, guys, so we'll get to the Guardians winning their home opener in a little bit. Let's begin with the Cavaliers clinching the number 1 seed. They crushed the Chicago Bulls at home last night, 135-113. By the way, Mike unfairly ripping me on Twitter yesterday, saying that I and the others on the show had the under on Darius Garland when I very clearly said Darius Garland would go over the point total you made up. And he did, obviously. 28 points on 10 of 17 shooting, 6 of 10 from 3. The Cavs overall, 25 for 50 behind the arc. Everybody, Mobley shot it well from 3. Strus, Dean Wade, Ty Jerome was 3 of 4 from 3. Hunter was really the only guy that didn't shoot it well from 3.
2 of 7, right?
And of course, Hunter was
2 of 7 or
2 of 8.
2 of 8, yeah.
And of course, Okoro missed his threes because he can't play. But Garland, to have a game like that, guys, let's start there. Darius Garland as the Cavs clinch. So thoughts on the Cavs clinching. But also, we talked yesterday about Darius Garland. They need him to get back to the player. I don't know if it's fair to ask him to be the player he was in the first half, even if you split the difference and be the halfway between what he's been lately and the player he was earlier in the year. That's fine. Because what he was doing at the beginning of the year was probably even more than you expect. But you want to be closer to that than you've been lately. Last night he was sensational.
Yeah, I mean, in the first half of the season, he was in the elusive 50-40-90 club. Guards who have finished a season in the 50-40-90 club, there are like 13 in the history of the NBA that have been that efficient, and most of those guys were less three-point reliant than Darius Garland was. You can see in some of the clips from last night, he found his three-point jump shot again, made 6 threes. He talked about after the game needing a game like that to get his confidence back. He was going through a little mental tough time just from having so many shots that he considered good looks simply not go in. Kenny Atkinson talked about the fact that they changed up as a team their entire pregame shooting routine yesterday because in the month of March, the Cavs were the 27th best three-point shooting team in the NBA. In the prior part of the season before March, they were number 1. The 3 teams below them in March are all actively trying to lose, so not a great sign for the Cavs. So they changed up their shooting routine. It worked last night. They made 25 threes. And just from a confidence standpoint, I did a little breakdown on the floaters yesterday morning. Jason and I on the Ultimate Cavs Show this morning did a little breakdown on Darius's threes. It's all about the process. Is he getting to his spots? You can't make guys make shots, right? Some are going to go in, some are going to miss. That's the nature of the game. It's a make-or-miss league. But is Darius, and had Darius been getting to the spots he needed to get to be the efficient, maybe not 50-40-90 scorer he had been, but in that 40% from 3 range, he had been getting to the spots. They just hadn't been falling, and shooting such a confidence thing, Dustin, Bull. When you're making shots, you feel good, more shots go in. Last night for Darius to make 6, and in the fourth quarter, hit a step back, and then the next time down the court, take a heat check just for S&Gs because they were up by 20 and make it and then walk off the court laughing. I think it is a great sign for Darius moving forward because the Cavs need that version of Darius. Maybe not 28 points per game, but that confident version of Darius who's not hesitant with that three-point shot to unlock the rest of their offense and make a deep playoff push.
Real quick correction. I don't think it's fair to say that teams are actively trying to lose it. The players that are playing are not actively trying to lose.
The organizations are actively trying to lose.
Well, the organizations want the team to lose, but
the Jazz made up an injury for Lauri Markkanen that does not exist.
I hear you, but the guys on the court are not trying to lose.
Fair.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, I think you guys all made good points. Darius Garland, it's nice to have his confidence back. That stretch in the second quarter where I think he hit 4 threes in 8 minutes.
Yep.
It's like, damn, those are stretches where, like in the playoffs, that could be a difference between winning a game.
Yeah,
because that pushed out the lead, I think at that point to like 20-something points. And you're not going to be playing the Bulls in the postseason, but still, you're going to need those moments when he has those he's on fire moments like NBA Jam where you just can't miss. And
by the way, you could play the Bulls in the first round.
Yeah, who cares about those guys? I mean,
no, but I'm saying you said
okay. Yeah, fair enough. But I'm not
worried about them. But yeah.
I mean, I'm worried about Boston and
Sure.
whoever else may.
Yeah.
By the way, did you guys watch any of that Knicks Celtics
No.
game last night? It's crazy.
But apparently
It was-
they were watching
It was in
Cavs
the locker room. We were
right?
watching with the Cavs after the game because before they did media, they wanted to see how the
Sounds
regulation
like the
ended.
Knicks and Celtics may play in the playoffs, right?
2 and 3 seed.
Yeah.
It could be a second
Well,
round.
that's if they both make it. I mean, we know.
But I'm just saying
Yeah.
that could be a
Celtics will make
potential
it, but-
second round series. Yeah,
And that would be a series. I'm guessing that they'd probably beat each other up quite a bit.
it'd be a good thing that
Are
those
the
two
Knicks
go back and
definitely
forth.
getting to the second round? Are you that 100% sure? I mean, they're probably going to play the Pistons in the first round.
They should. Brunson's healthy again, which brings him up.
Right.
But Detroit is no easy task
But
considering
they
how
haven't been
physical they
playing
play.
well lately, for
Detroit's been
whatever
playing
that's
very
worth.
well. Yeah, the Knicks have been hot lately too. OG Anunoby's playing awesome. One thing from last night that
Yeah.
we didn't mention: the Cavs as a team made 25 threes, Ball.
Yeah, I
25
mentioned
of
that.
50.
I
know.
did mention it.
They were 51 of
Yeah.
100 from the floor. Evan Mobley had 3 threes last night.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
first 3 seasons of his career, so not this season, the first 3, Evan Mobley had 1 game in his career where he made 3 or more threes. Last night was the 13th time this season he's made 13 or more three-pointers. We talked about the evolution of Evan Mobley, needing Evan to step up and be a more confident three-point shooter and be willing to take those three-point jump shots if teams were going to sag off him and force him to shoot. And he's become not just a solid shooter, but a relatively consistent. He's shooting 37.3%
Yeah.
from beyond the arc on pretty high volume for a stretch 4 this season. And the improvements he continues to make in his game as a shooter are going to open up driving lanes come playoff time. Kenny Atkinson talked about after the game that in the playoffs when the defenses shrink and they try to condense the court, you need guys to step up and make shots. And Evan and the confidence he's showing in that three-point shot needs to continue on to the playoffs because that's going to open up the driving and passing lanes that make the Cavs so dangerous.
Anybody concerned that Darius' best game in a long time comes without Donovan Mitchell?
Yes, that was my first thought.
Oh, really?
Concerned?
Yeah.
Not concerned, but like
Like, is he going to be able to do that with Mitchell playing?
I hope it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, right.
But like he's done that in the past. Like he has those big games.
Yeah.
Both of them, by the way,
Yeah.
have had bigger games when one player's not playing.
They play off each other very well. And that was the whole argument. Could they play together when they first got
for
here?
sure.
Darius, and as what I said earlier, had been getting the same shots and a lot of the
Yeah.
same looks with Donovan that he.
So you don't think it's just coincidence?
I think it's more coincidence. Listen, he was 1 of 8 from 3, 2 or 3 games ago in a game they lost. I forget who they were playing. If he goes 4 of 8 or 6 of 10 like he does last night in a
Yeah.
game with Donovan, he's going to put up 28, 25, 26 points.
Yeah.
I think he just happened to make a couple threes last night. And they played 16 games in 29 days in March. They didn't sleep in their same bed, or not their own bed, but any same bed 2 nights in a row in the entire month. You can argue they're flying first class, private jets, all that stuff. It's still, the travel takes a toll on you.
For sure.
And I think as a team, when you shoot 27th, or you're the 27th best three-point shooting team in the league with the caliber of shooters they have,
Yeah.
I just think it's a little bit of tired legs. And Atkinson mentioned yesterday, if it was up to him, he'd give everyone the last 3 games off.
That's a no-brainer.
I don't think it's going to happen.
That's
if it was
really
up to him, he
stupid.
said he has to talk to Coby, the training staff, the players. They want to make a collaborative decision.
Yeah.
We could argue back and forth whether it's the right decision or not. Kenny said they're going to make an
Of course
organizational
it's the right decision. How would you argue that?
If some guys want to play to keep a rhythm, then it's up to them.
But wanting to, like, you don't, like, just because you want to play to keep your rhythm doesn't mean it's the right call.
the games aren't as important as the days. They're not going to play their first playoff game till either Saturday or Sunday, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah, it's all right.
So they're going to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 11 or 12 days before their next game. If some guys want to play in one of those final 3 games, I wouldn't play anyone more than 1 game. Now, Jarrett's going to play all 3 because he's on his quest for 82. He's going to play 10 minutes in 2 of those games, I would
It's
assume.
meaningless quest for 82.
Not my quest, it's his quest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so let him do what he wants. But if those guys want to play 1 game just to have a little bit of game rhythm in an almost 2-week stretch without playing, then I'm not going to hold it against them. But I would be shocked if we see Donovan.
Well,
would be shocked if we
there's
see
no way
Donovan.
I can't imagine any way he's going to play the next 3 games. It would be insane to have him play.
I'd be shocked.
Even if it's the most minor sprained ankle, why would you risk it? Let him rest for 2 weeks and hopefully be good to go for game 1 against whoever the hell they're going to play in the first round. As for the rest of the guys, I mean, we've been through this Jared Allen argument already.
It
It's
is what
so
it is.
stupid to me. There's no way I'm playing Mobley and Garland. Garland has been injury prone in his career.
And after that game, I kind of would want to stay. Just hey, your last
ended
game,
on a good note.
You played great. Your
it's
last
like
game. Yep.
yesterday. I'm doing batting practice for my little league team, and there was a kid who just was swinging and missing at every pitch.
And he hits.
And then his last 2 pitches, he hit like a foul ball, and then he hit a line drive.
Done.
I was like, done. That's it. Let's end on a
Confidence.
good note.
Yeah.
Confidence. That's it. Obviously, it's professional. It's a little different, but still, end on a good note. Let Darius go into the playoffs off that good game. And Kenny, listen, Kenny Atkinson knows. He's a smart coach. He's right. There's no reason for these guys to play in these last 3. I don't know.
I
think they should play?
No, I feel like they're not going to lose in the first round.
No way.
Period. So, with that being said, that's where you shake the rust off.
That's right. Even if you're a little rusty you'd only be rusty in
You're
game
gonna play
1.
the Bulls. Even if you're rusty for 2 games or whatever, you're still going to win even if you're rusty.
You're going to play the Bulls, the Magic, the Heat, or the Hawks.
Yeah.
They should not have a problem. I know the Hawks played well against them early in the year before they had those injuries.
Different team.
None of these teams should really give the Cavs a hard time.
No.
So if they're a little rusty you want to even say game 2, I can't imagine it would be past game 1, but I don't think it matters. And how rusty can they be? It's not like they're taking a month off.
And Kenny talked about they could do inter-team scrimmages.
Right.
They've practiced 3 times in 46 days since the All-Star break. 3 practices in 46 days.
Yeah.
That week, next week, once the season's over, they're going to practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have a good feeling they'll be in a swing. I would err on the side of caution here. I don't think any of the guys have to play.
Yeah.
They may, once again, put Mobley out there to help cement his DPOY campaign, which Evan talked about yesterday. We did a whole breakdown on the Ultimate Cap Show this morning with if any of the guys need an extra game because they want to play, so be it. But I would err on the side of caution and hold these guys out.
I would not play Ty Jerome much, if at all, either, because he's coming off injury, too. The guys I would play a lot are the guys who will play a lot.
Merrill.
Are the guys who are battling for that last spot or 2
Coro,
in the rotation. Let's see how they're doing, how they're looking heading into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Javonte
Green, those guys.
Let's see, is there something we see in their game or with more playing time? I don't know. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the Cavs you can't afford any injuries here. If Donovan's not quite 100% for the first round, you'll probably be fine. But he's got to be 100% by the second round.
Yeah, and talking to him yesterday,
I
didn't get the sense that it was all that bad. Kenny described it as a mild ankle sprain pregame, and then Donovan afterwards. I'd be surprised to see him play, but I don't get the sense that it's anything.
But we all know
long-term.
that with that type of injury, if you come back too fast, you could re-injure it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
100%.
So he's so important. Obviously, he and Evan Mobley are the 2 most important players on the team. You cannot have a hobble. They're not going where they need to go with a hobbled
100%.
Donovan Mitchell. Again, you could win in the first round with a hobbled, potentially a little off.
Nope, not
But beyond that, it's going to be hard to win without him.
Dustin, I got one question for you. They did clinch the 1 seed last night. They did a little mini celebration. Kenny said he wanted to, acknowledge the accomplishment. They didn't expect to win 63 and potentially 64, 65, 66 games this season. They clinched the 1 seed. It is a reason to do a little celebration.
First time in franchise history without LeBron.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
I know Dan Gilbert cares about the fact that they clinched for the first time without LeBron James. To the lifelong Cleveland fan, is that an important, significant accomplishment, doing something that they've never done without LeBron?
Of course it is, 100%. And honestly, it would be an accomplishment even if you have LeBron, frankly. The fact that you are able to be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference when the defending champs are also in the Eastern Conference and they're really good is pretty remarkable. 100% should celebrate it and appreciate it. I know they put up banners for when they win their division or whatever, which is kind of stupid, I think. But look, in baseball, these guys are popping champagne after they clinch their division. Every round of the playoffs, they do champagne, don't they? It seems like, or whatever it is.
Now, in fairness, it's harder to make the playoffs in baseball and basketball, but I get what you're saying.
My point is,
I got no problem with
fine with it. I'm fine with it there.
Yeah.
Why would I not be fine with it here? It's a big
especially
deal.
for the 1 seed.
Winning
the division, who cares about that? Nobody even pays attention to divisions. But being the 1 seed, that's quite an accomplishment. And to do it for the first time ever without LeBron.
Ever.
It's crazy.
This team has done a lot of first evers without LeBron. Hopefully, they'll become the first team ever without LeBron to get to the finals.
To win a championship.
Even to get to the finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
To get to the third round of the playoffs. Have
Right,
they ever made a conference
They've never
final?
made. Yeah, that's right.
I don't think they've ever made a conference finals without LeBron.
So, hey, listen, it's been a very fun regular season. A lot of excitement. The last month for me has gotten tiresome, but with the playoffs now squarely on the radar, I can't wait. Even the first round, when LeBron was here, the first round was you knew they weren't going to lose, but And I'd be very surprised, obviously, if they lose in the first round. But I'm excited to watch playoff
Yeah, they don't have the superpower that they had when they had LeBron. So I feel like even though they'll be heavy favorites in every series,
it's still possible
going up
lose.
to the Celtics.
Yeah.
They're going to be favorites.
Yeah.
You're still going to watch the games with a little bit more interest and concern because they've never been there before without.
That's right.
23.
And in the second round, if they played, say, Milwaukee or Indiana, I mean, we'd expect them to win, but that's far from a sure thing. They could, they'll
Milwaukee,
be favored in that series, but not like a crazy favorite like they'll be in the first round.
I think Indiana's a bigger threat than Milwaukee. It's
Yeah?
as crazy
They're a
as
better
that
team,
sounds.
but I'm saying Milwaukee's got Giannis.
Yeah. And Dame, we just don't know if Dame's going to be in a playoff series.
Right.
If they have Dame, I mean,
What's his status with his
blood clot? So
blood clot,
just
yeah.
completely.
Oh, yeah.
He might be perfectly fine tomorrow, and he might not play again
but
for the
when
rest
he's
of
on
the
blood
season.
thinners, he can't play.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I have no
It
idea.
probably
on
doesn't.
the-
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I did a thing with Zanatti on that. Or the guys at CFO, and they said, it's really concerning because you're on the medication, and so you got to be careful with everything you do.
All right.
So we'll see. Hopefully he can return and play again. I mean, everyone's worried about this year.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope the guy can.
I mean, Chris
and
Bosh.
also live a healthy life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you look at Wemby, who's blood clot in his shoulder, has missed the last 2.5 months since the All-Star break.
Right.
Chris Bosh had his career cut short because
That's
of blood
true.
clot.
Great
So,
point.
if you
right,
want more Cap stuff, we did an Ultimate Cap show this morning. Jason
Yeah,
and I
check
went
it
40
out.
minutes. Check it out.